Empowered family, Will Robbins, your director here. We're here with another edition of our Athlete Player of the Week. We have Miss Layla Meyer over here, the Libero for the 17 Elite Red, who happened to win our AV Midwest Power Series Championship for the 17-18 club this weekend. Tell me about the performance. Tell me how the match went. You ended up winning in two, is that correct?
Yes, we had played the NEVA 17s team, and we had played them previously the night before, and it was an intense game. We both really wanted to win so bad, and we ended up winning. We had to play 3 sets to 25, so we went and won all 3, and then we came around the next day, and they were pretty angry, and they wanted this win extremely bad, so it just made the game all more intense and more fun to play. They're a very competitive team, so it just made it extremely fun to play.
Yeah, I know. I was actually driving. I was in between sites, and so I was trying to listen a little bit, and yeah, it sounded like there was a lot of back and forth. I know they had a couple big hitters that were siding out really well, and I know, Brooke Dagger went on a serving run, and yeah, you were digging balls, and yeah, it sounded like it was just an awesome match. I wish I would have actually been here to be able to watch it live. So tell me, kind of this season, how has this season been shaping up? I know you guys, got a really good team. Tell me how the season has went so far.
In the beginning, we struggled a little bit with bonding, but it progressively just continued to get better, and our bonding especially showed our play on the court and how it affected our overall game. It was overall good. It was good. Yeah,
because I feel like what I keep hearing from coaches is just you guys just dig everything. You're not the biggest team, but you got the most heart. You guys, really come together. Yeah, you can tell you guys have bonded because you play really well together, and everyone is shifting and playing their roles, and you guys were just keeping everything alive. And that was the one thing I did notice while I was driving, is it just seemed like a lot of those rallies, you guys just kept getting the ball up. They were making some big swings. You guys kept digging it up, transitioning and attacking. And so I guess, tell me, what are some of the things you guys did to kind of work through some of the team bonding stuff? Did you guys do some actual events? Was it just some talking? Did it just take some time and practice to kind of figure it out?
We mostly did a lot of the bonding in practice. We learned to have some fun with what we were doing and to not take everything completely seriously, because sometimes it can have a negative impact when you're serious all the time. So we learned to have fun a little bit, and what pushed our drive a lot more is that we're not a big team, so we do have to compensate for that. And so we do try extra hard on defense to get things up.
Yeah. That's what winners do. Winners figure out ways to win. And so, if you can't beat them with your size, you got to beat them with your intelligence and your ball control and defense. And it sounded like that's what you guys did this weekend. So congratulations for that. Let's talk about you kind of personally. So it sounds like, you're really starting to focus on volleyball. It sounded like you had to kind of pick and choose that, you had to pick between softball and volleyball, and you just kind of made the decision to focus on volleyball. So what are your goals? You want to play in college?
Yes, I have just made a verbal commitment to Huntington University, and I am extremely excited to become a forester. I'm super pumped and cannot wait for that time to come. I am a junior, so I still have another full year to go with high school and stuff, but hopefully I continue to progress with my skill level and get better so that I'm ready for the college season.
Yeah, step in and battle for that starting libero spot your freshman year. Mm-hmm. So how long have you been playing?
I went to Heston Castle in Fort Wayne, so they let us start at about 4th grade, and I thought, volleyball kind of interests me. I might as well try it, and then next thing I know, it's one of my favorite sports. My favorite sport, actually, to play.
Yeah, so since 4th grade, so whatever that is, geez.
7 years.
7, yeah. Awesome. Well, so I guess, you're a little undersized, but you make up for it, it seems like, with a lot of heart. What is something that's really stuck with you? What motivates you and drives you? Is it a quote? Is it just coaches pushing you? Is there anything particular that really pushes you to rise up and be the stud that you are on the court?
Coaches pushing me and challenging me to get better, it really does drive me to do better, especially for my team, to help them as well. And
Kind of put you on the spot there. Well, I saw one photo. It does look like you guys are having fun. I saw they threw you up on their shoulders and they were carrying you around and everything. And that's back to that kind of team chemistry. I mean, how do you help as a libero keep your team fired up? Is it your energy? Is it what you say? You know, how are you that defensive leader on the court?
Especially in intense games, keeping a calm mind on the court, especially when you notice that others are kind of getting a little shaky. It's important for you to keep a calm head and stay steady because it affects others around you and maybe helps them calm down a little bit, and just tell them that we got this, you know, you got the next one after a mistake. It's going to be fine. We're going to get this next point.
Yeah, as I said, that is one thing I noticed with you is you always kind of have a level head, and you know, you have to be as a leader. When everyone's starting to panic and freak out around you, you as a leader, you know, you can't freak out,
You
or
can't
then
fall into it.
then they'll really panic and fall apart. So that is one thing I've noticed about you, and honestly, that's what I feel like separates DSs from liberos a lot of times, is that libero has to be a leader and has to be a captain of the defense. And you gotta be that calming presence, you know, in serve receive. You gotta be nice and relaxed. But also when you got hitters who are a little nervous, you know, maybe it's a big block, you're up there telling them what to hit sometimes, you know, being able to give them confidence. Hey, you got the next one. I feel like you got the right mentality. And I truly believe you're gonna be successful at the next level as well. So we always like to kind of ask our athletes, you know, something that, you know, what is something that maybe your empowered family doesn't know about you? You know, this is kind of a time for those who are going to be watching here in the club, for them to get to know you a little bit. What are maybe some hobbies, something you're into? We had someone talk about they love olives. You know, someone's into anime. We've got all kinds of different athletes who have different passions. Is there anything that you're super passionate about, or something that your team doesn't know about?
A couple of people on my team might know this, I'm not really sure, but since about my freshman year, I've really shown an interest in psychology. And so I already know what my major is going to be in college because it's just fascinating how the mind works, all of it, like cognitive, neuro, abnormal. I don't know what specifically I'm going to go into, but it's just all fascinating to me. And then another random thing, just kind of random, but anytime I have free time, I sleep. Anytime I get home, it's just lights out, shower, lights out, sleeping, wake up, go to school, sleep, go to practice, come home, sleep. Sleep.
That is actually a hobby I'd like to pick up. I don't get a lot of that with the new baby nowadays. So yeah, I'd like to pick that habit up, or hobby up sometime. So psychology, that's something that's always fascinated me too. And with you being an athlete, I definitely think, you know, sports psychology is something that's going to continue to grow as we see young athletes needing that mental side more and more. So definitely would love to see you pursue that, and then even come back and you can be our sports psychologist.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, think of any quote, anything you'd like to leave with your empowered family, some of the young players who may watch this. Do you have anything that a coach has told you before? Maybe it's a quote, maybe just something, a phrase that they told you that kind of inspired you or pushed you to be great?
Something that I'd like to go out with is just never go onto a court and play a game without leaving everything on it, because you never know if the outcome could change, if you could have done something more. Just know that you left the court giving everything that you had.
Well said. Words of wisdom from the doctor, the psychologist over here. Anything you do, I mean, do it with your whole heart. You know, the last thing you ever want to have in life is regrets, especially with the team. You know, you can lose at times, but you can feel good about walking off the court if you can look your teammate in the eye and say, we did everything we could. Today they were just better than us. But the last thing you want to do is walk off the court knowing I could have done something else. I could have worked harder, and have that feeling of just remorse and just having those regrets. So well said from the good doctor over here, Miss Layla Myers. Everybody, your athlete empowered player of the week. No, I just always did something stupid.
It's funny though.